Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this easy and beginner friendly ribbed winter hat. This ribbed winter hat comes in a variety of different sizes, and you can make this in any color, as well as you can make this, you can have the additional pom if you like. You can also make your own pom, or you can just go ahead and make this a pure beanie hat without any pom on top. And this is just made using beginner stitches, and you're just working in that back loop only, which is how it gets its ribbed effect. And you can fold it the brim up, or you can have the hat long just like so to make it a little bit more slouchy. So the finished hat here will fit anybody that has a head circumference of 21.5 inches. So I will show you how to make this hat, and I will show you in detail step-by-step instructions, so stay tuned for that and how to make this easy beginner ribbed winter hat. So for today's tutorial, you're going to need a size J 6mm crochet hook. You're going to need one skein of red heart with love, and I'm just going to be using some leftover yarn that I have, but you could probably get a couple hats out of one skein of yarn depending on how big you want to make your hat. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and an optional faux fur pom. Now you can get these poms at Michael's, you can get them at Joann Fabrics and Hobby Lobby. Also, if you want, you can make your own. So there's different tutorials out there. You can even buy these on Etsy. So you just need a faux fur pom-pom if you would like to add that to your hat at the very end. So to begin, you are going to need to make a chain of 41, and you can make different sizes for your hat. I'm going to go ahead and leave the free pattern link below, and that will show you everything as far as step-by-step instructions, as well as a sizing chart to make your hat a different size if you so choose. So let me just zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so to get started, you're going to go ahead and chain 41. So to make a chain, you're going to do yarn over your hook, insert your hook through that loop. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now that you have your 41 chains, you're going to work in the second chain from your hook, and you're going to make a single crochet in the second chain from your hook, as well as in each of the chains across. So this first loop on your hook does not count as a stitch or count as a chain, and you're going to count 2 chains from your hook. So this is going to be 1 and then 2. So right here you're going to count the V's. So this is 1, so that's 1 chain. This is the second V, which is the second chain. So you're going to insert your hook and make a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook into that second chain from your hook, yarn over your hook, pull through that loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and that is your single crochet. So again, you're going to make a single crochet in each of the chains across. So you're going to find that next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're just going to repeat this all the way down and make 1 single crochet in each of the chains across. And again, if you want to make this a different size, you're going to want to refer to the chart that I leave on my blog post, which is linked in the description box below. And that will show you how you can change your hat size from a newborn baby all the way up to a large adult size hat. So just continue making 1 single crochet in each of the chains across, and I will meet back up with you and show you how to continue to row 2. Okay, so this is what your first row of single crochet stitches are going to look like. Your ends might curl up a little bit on themselves, but that's okay because this is just a kind of tighter stitch, so as you make more rows they'll kind of even itself out, and as well as when you sew it together you won't notice it at all. So just a few side notes about this ribbed winter hat pattern. Most of the time when you make a hat you're going to be working in rounds. For this particular hat you're going to be working in rows, and then once you have completed enough rows to fit your desired head circumference, then you're going to fold up the hat and you're going to seam the hat together to form a circle, and then that's how you're going to make this hat. So like I said, you're going to be working in rows as opposed to rounds, and once you measure the desired length for your hats, for your head circumference, you can go ahead and kind of fold it together just like this to form a circle, and then you're going to seam up the side, which I will show you at the very end. So for right now we're just going to work our second row. So to make your go on to your second row, you're just going to chain 1 and turn. And row 2 is going to be your repeat row, which means you're going to repeat row 2 over and over until your desired length. So for row 2, you're going to make a single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across. Now what I mean by that is if you turn your work a little bit, you're going to see these V stitches on top. So you're going to have this one right here, this one right here, and you're going to focus only on the loop back here. So when you go through both loops, you're going through the entire stitch. If you go through this first one, you're going through the front loop only, and then if you're going through this back loop right here, that's the back loop only. So you want to make sure that you just go through that back loop just like that. So you're just going to make your single crochet as normal, just going through that back loop only. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to continue working in that back loop only. If you want, you can kind of turn it a little bit and you can see that back loop. And you just want to continue that all the way down. Also, I forgot to mention, you might want to grab a tape measure just in case that will help you measure the exact size, length of your hat, as well as for the yarn that I use. I'm just using the Red Heart with Love, like I mentioned, and you can use any other worsted weight yarn that you would like. If you want to use a DK yarn or even a bulky yarn, you can certainly do that as well. You just might have to change up your hook size as well as the number of chains that you need to create your hat. So you can definitely use any type of yarn that you like. You don't have to use the same type of yarn that I'm using. So just continue making 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across, and then I will show you how to move on to the next row and how to complete the rows after this. So after you make your second row, you can see that by working in the back loops only, you kind of form a little bit of a ridge, and that is going to make your hat nice and stretchy and kind of give it a little bit of that ribbed look. That's why I named it the Rib Winter Hat. So to continue to row 3, you're just going to simply chain up 1, turn your work, and you're going to do the exact same thing that you did in row 2. So you're just going to find that very first stitch and make a single crochet in the back loop only, and make a single crochet in the back loop only of each stitch across, and you're going to repeat this over and over until your hat measures 16 inches or your desired length, as I mentioned before. So just follow along in that chart with whatever size hat that you're making, and you're just going to continue making your hat until your desired length. Again, if you're following along and making the exact same size hat that I am, which will fit a person with a head circumference of 21.5 inches, you will be making your hat to measure 16 inches. So go ahead and continue doing this until your hat reaches 16 inches, and I will meet up with you and show you how to finish off your hat. Okay, so I finished my hat. I actually had this completed before, which is why the sudden color change. But this is my hat, and as you can see, it is about 16 inches. So from this point, you do not want to fasten off, and all you want to do is you want to turn your work on its side, and then you're going to slip stitch the hat together along the long side of your hat. So you're going to flip it just like this. So you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to work the seam on this side. So I usually like to leave a loop just like this. And just so you know, your tail end should be on the end. So that's how you know you're working on the long side. So I leave a loop on the other side, and I insert my hook on the opposite side, and then I grab that loop, and then I kind of just pull it tight. And then I grab that loop and I just insert my hook like that. So you're just going to do slip stitches. So let me go ahead and get a little bit closer for you guys. Okay, so to make a slip stitch, you're going to insert your hook underneath this stitch, and then you're going to find the opposite, and I just go in the one loop. So you're going to go in that front, you're going to go in that back loop, and you're just going to do yarn over, pull through, and pull through. So you're just pulling through everything on your crochet hook. So you want to find that next stitch right there, and then you're going to work in that back loop of the stitch opposite, and you're just going to slip stitch all the way down. So you just want to make sure that you're finding the stitch directly across and working in that back loop, so that will help keep the ribbing look. And you're just going to slip stitch all the way down. So continue doing this until you get all the way to this side, and then when you get to this side, do not fasten off. I will show you how to work the next part of your hat to form the top brim of it. So again, just look for the stitch on the opposite side and just slip stitch through all of those loops on your hook, and I will show you how to finish up your hat when I come back. Okay, so now that you finished seaming up your side, you should have your hat just like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to leave a very long tail that's about 3 times the size as long as your hat, the width of your hat, because you're going to sew it in and out of your stitches in order to close up the top of your hat. So just leave a super long tail and fasten off, and I'm just going to yarn over, pull through my last slip stitch, and I'm just going to kind of pull that all the way through, and that will kind of secure it a little bit. Okay, then just pull that tight. Alright, so then you want to get the end of your yarn, and you want to just get your tapestry needle, And I'm just using a large eye blunt tapestry needle. Okay, so then for the hat, in order to close up your hat, you're simply just going to go in and out of your stitches. So it doesn't really matter as long as you try and keep it even. So I'm just going to go probably in between the ridges right here. So I'm going to just go right in like this. And it might be a little bit tedious because you have a very long tail, but this will make sense in the end. So just take your time with this part. So you wove it in, and now you're going to weave it back out. So again, I'm just going to skip this whole ridge part right here and go in between the ridges, and you're just going to go back and forth just like this. You don't want to pull it super tight just yet, but you just want to pull it in between the stitches just like I am. And you want to kind of make them a little bit evenly spaced out. So I'm just going to go in between the ridges, going in and out. So go ahead and continue this all the way around your hat, and I will show you how to finish up your hat as well as adding in that pom. Okay, so I've made my stitches all the way around, and once you get to the end, you want to just grab that tail and you gently want to start pulling your hat tight, and that will make everything come together at the very top. And you want to just take your time with this part. So you have all your stitches together. You can kind of play around with this just to make it kind of lay the way that you would like it to lay. So you want to make it as tight as you can without making it super tight, because you don't want your tail to break. So once you have it as tight as you want it, I kind of just hold it like that, and then I get my yarn and I kind of just go on one side to the next, and then I kind of just weave in my ends like that. So you just want to go back and forth, and you just want to make sure you're grabbing onto both sides of your hat. And kind of just sewing them together. And that way you close up the top of your hat. And I kind of like to go in the opposite direction just to make it extra secure. This is totally up to you. You can weave in your ends however you like, but I just want to make it super secure so it doesn't come undone. And again, you're just going to go on one side of your hat, and you want to come out from the other side. Okay, and then once you have that nice and secure, okay, so I just like to weave in my ends a little bit more just to make sure everything is nice and secure. Okay, and then you're just going to simply cut your yarn. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other side. You're just going to get your tail and you're just going to weave that in as well. Okay, and then once you have that, you're just going to cut that tail end off. And your hat is basically complete. Now, if you want to leave it like this, you can do that. You can also fold up the brim like so. You can have the brim as thick as you want. And again, it is a nice stretchy hat, which is why I like that ribbed look to it. And it just provides a lot of extra warmth and stretch, like I said. Now, if you want to, this is totally optional, but if you want to have the brim stay up, you can always sew the brim as high as you would like here. And by having this extra layer right here, it's actually really nice and warm over your ears. And again, if you want to leave this as a beanie hat, you can definitely do that. But if you wanted to add in that pom, there's different poms that are out there. I just picked this one up. I think it was from an Etsy store. And this particular one has strings. So all you would do is you would just get your crochet hook, kind of go in the middle of your hat in the inside, and then I kind of just position my hook in a way where I think the pom will look nice, and then I just grab one of those strings on top of the pom and I kind of just take that and I pull it through, and then once I have all the strings underneath and I like the way that my pom is sitting, I'll just tie all the strings on the inside, and then that way you can have the strings be, because you don't want to wash your pom-pom, so you just want to make sure that you tie it so it stays secure on your hat, and then be able to detach it when you put the hat in the washing machine. So again, this is what the hat looks like. If you want to just zoom out a little bit, this is what, if you had the pom-pom on top, this is kind of what the hat would look like. If you wanted to have no pom and you just wanted that beanie hat, this is what the ribbed winter hat looks like. So thank you so much for joining me on how to make this easy and beginner friendly ribbed crochet hat. You can make this in a variety of different colors and sizes, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And again, the link is below for the full written pattern as well as that sizing chart if you wanted to make this in a different size. So please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on how to make the ribbed winter hat. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great day. Bye!